2020 is 30% complete. Mate, where's the skip button?
Hello everyone, my name is Samuel. Welcome back to SMS Weekly. And yeah, we are back to the quarantine stuff, lad.
Originality level 99 in my opinion.
So yeah, that virus which shall not be named has actually ruined most of our school semesters. Like for me, my first ever uni semester has been fucked. Like for most of them, it's actually come to a halt. They will continue when the whole thing is over. But for some of us, unfortunately, it's still going on in the form of online lectures. And I say unfortunately as a bad thing, but it isn't actually though, because while others have their education stopped, we still have ours going on. And we don't have a disrupt. Yes, it is a bit stressful and but at the same time, would I rather do nothing for the next 4 months? Would I like to complete a semester of university? I know which one I'll rather do. Yes, although it's shit. Basically, online classes basically means students have more work and teachers all you have to do is chillax and just join for a 2-hour Zoom meeting. That's it. That's all they have to do. So yeah, it's stressful. But I think I've cracked the code for online class conundrum. I have 5 tips I'm gonna give in this video. I'm not sure they'll work for everyone, but it works for me and I need video ideas. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead anyways. And if you have other ones which are not in the video, you know where to leave them, in the comment section. And yeah, do give it a like. If you like this video, click subscribe, turn on the post notifications so that you don't miss any of my future videos. And share this with your friends who have online classes. And also share this with your friends who doesn't have online classes, because I need watch time and I'm relying on that. So yeah, do be a D and do that, okay? And we'll get right into the video. Remember dispute? Yup, he's back. So to those who don't know, this is my beloved diary. It actually appeared a lot of times during my older videos, and I used to write my daily goals, my to-do list per day, my weekly thoughts, the time slots I want to do each activity, and all in this book. It used to be such a lifesaver. And one thing I'm looking to do with this time around is I'm looking to modify it a little bit. Instead of writing the time slots, because if you write the time slots while you are at home, it basically becomes a self-prison, which I'm not really looking to do. So what I'm looking to do with this is I'm actually looking to change it a bit. I am looking to just write the to-do list and write the deadlines, a page like a table dedicated to deadlines, and next to it are the to-do list per day, building up to the deadline. Like I used to have this belief that a number of short-term goals is better than a long-term goal. I even made a dedicated video about it. Little plug, I think it will be that side, so do give it a watch after this. The quality is a bit bad though, so do forgive me for it. It was 2 years ago. And another thing is, it not only helps you with your scheduling, it also helps you with your motivation. And hear me out for a second. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but personally for me, checking on something, like putting a tick next to something that you've done on a to-do list, is probably one of the most satisfying things ever. Like it actually motivates you to do more stuff. Like basically for me, when I write 6 things and when you tick off 1, okay, that's good. 2, you decide to become pumped up. 3, you're halfway through. And basically you're not gonna complete everything you set out to do per day. But what it does is it has a knock-on effect. If you haven't been productive that day, you will see a lot of process. And you'll be like, okay, I need to pick my ass up tomorrow. Like I can't continue like this. It has a good side effect on it, and that is the kind of thing I'm looking at, because the productivity when you write this is better, much better than when you don't write like a to-do list to do per day. Like it doesn't necessarily mean you will be productive every day. I've had a lot of days when I'm not productive, but it actually makes you realize that you're unproductive. While when you don't write, you might not know that you're being unproductive. So yeah, that is the kind of fact we need to dodge, and I believe this helps the case. So usually learning takes place in a classroom. One day students and teachers in the same room, one day student-teacher interaction, one day there's always that one twat who asks for homework even though we don't want it, one day are always 3 nonsense sitting beside you who want your chewing gum, that kind of environment. it actually motivates us to, study in that room. Now we don't have that. We've got that taken away. Zoom meetings aren't gonna replace it. It's just a meeting. So we have to find our own ways to make up for it. And the key way is to make sure we have our workspace designed perfectly, so that you can feel when you sit on your desk, you feel like, okay, I want to work on this. So yeah, and that is one of the main reasons why I didn't go back home, and instead I decided to stay here, is because I didn't have my own workspace back home. My workspace is shared with my younger brother, so I don't think I'll be able to work that well back home. Like, this YouTube channel will still be dead if I went back. So yeah, that is one of the main reasons why I didn't go back. And if you have your own room like I do right now, you're good. But if you don't, you can't quit either. You have to find a way. Like, some people, they might not have their own rooms like me back home. Some of the people may have really noisy family members, like, no offense, but you can't actually tell them to shut up either, because it's your home, it's their home. You can't like tell them to pipe down or anything, so you can't do that. So one of the best ways I suggest is probably using headphones or earphones, just to, blast some music, calm music, and not hear the outside. Instead, like music that feels motivated, like music that makes you creative. Like, keep a playlist and make sure you listen to it every time you study. Or even another way is probably early morning or late night studies. Another way is early morning or late night study. Like, when the rest of the house is asleep, you can feel like, for really big assignments like video projects, or even like, assignments and all that, if you want to do on your own in your piece, and you don't want to listen to music, that is probably the best way that I can think of that you can do when you don't have your own room. But you have to find a way to work though, and yeah, like, having a really good workspace is probably the key element when it comes to this online journey.
Not gonna lie, we are entering controversial territory.
So when I was in college, I used to be late for some of my classes because I decided to stay back for a while and go to the vending machine and pick out a drink. So yeah, the same concept applies here, except now I'm home. So I try to make myself, number one, at home, and number two, feel at home, number two, feel like studying. So you need both. If you only have one and you don't have the other, it doesn't feel right because you are stuck at home. So yeah, I don't know why I added this in the script. It actually seems so right in the script. Now that I'm recording it, it actually sounds retarded. Like, if you want a drink, you will go get a drink. If you don't want a drink, you don't go. This is probably not the first time that I've actually written a script, realized that it's shit, and now, you know what, I'm just gonna upload this run. F it. Okay, so I can't stress enough how important an alarm clock actually is. So basically, because when you are going to online classes, you don't actually wake up early for every day. Like, for me, I have to wake up for a 9 a.m. class on a Thursday, a 9 a.m. class on a Friday, and this is optional, a 9 a.m. class on a Monday. The rest, whenever the fuck I want. Your body clock isn't working consistently. When you're going to uni physically, you have to wake up at a certain time every day, and so your body clock works in that certain manner. Now you don't have that luxury, so you gotta find ways to actually make sure that you get up early, and having an alarm is important. I can't stress this enough. Like, even physically, when you're late for a class, you feel guilty. Online, you are doing from your home. You don't need to brush your teeth or wash your face. All you have to do is wake up 5 minutes before, open your PC, go into the meeting, and you're done. That's it. You don't even need to brush your face or brush your face. Fucking hell. You don't even need to brush your teeth or wash your face. Nobody's gonna see you. Don't put the camera on, obviously. So that is the point I'm trying to make here. And so setting an alarm, not just one alarm, I'm trying to set a whole heap of alarms, Because one way or another, if you miss one alarm, the second alarm will get you. And I don't mean the default phone alarm, it's wank. Like the moment you snooze something, you're gonna keep snoozing it until probably all the alarms run out and you probably oversleep. So one thing I recommend is using a third-party app, and I am a big fan and a big user of this app called Alarmy. It basically is, it's not a sponsor, but it allows you to do something like have math problems or even take a picture of something. So basically what I do is I take a picture of this and I stack it up way over there. So basically there's like a shelf over there, like my closet over there, and it's basically quite high, so I always keep it on top of there. And every time I wake up, the noise is ringing, and I have to go up there, take that, put it on the table, and take a picture. So pretty much that gets you out of bed. The most important thing is to get yourself out of bed, because if you get yourself out of bed and don't try to go back in it, you're gonna actually sit down in your workplace and get into your meeting. Otherwise, like, the key thing is to get off your bed. Like, the key thing is not opening your eyes, it's getting out of that bed. So yeah, you have to find ways to do it, and one of the ways is setting an alarm clock. And another way is trying to keep your alarm clock quite far away. Like, for example, my bed is right over there. I can keep the alarm clock right there, like right here. So that's basically, you have to get up and get here. But there's a good chance I might not hear the alarm, and I don't want to risk it. So yeah, don't do that unless you have another family member. So this was also important when classes were going on. But here's the difference. When classes were going on, you will have, if your class is a notice board, you will have your either read from the notice board, or your teacher will remind you, unless they are f***ing cruel, or your friends will remind you in a conversation. So one way or another, you're gonna pick it up and you're gonna start writing it out. Now, you don't have that option. So yeah, you have to read your own emails and figure out what you're gonna do by yourself. And that is quite important, because if you don't check, okay, someone will remind you, and that's okay, but they might not remind you for a lengthy period of time. Like, the only way they can remind you is text messages, and not many people is going to send a text message every time a new assignment comes out. So one way or another, it's going to get missed. And one of the worst things when not checking emails regularly is it gets piled up, and that is one of the main reasons why you keep separate emails, and one different email for your classes, one different email for your subscriptions, one different email for your like articles and all that, newsletters and all that. Try to keep it in sections, like how you keep your papers and books in the sections. That's what you have to do to your emails as well, and you can't keep all of them inside one piece, and that is one of the most important things. And yeah, we've come to the end of the video, and this is a bit of an interesting one, because when I was writing the script, I felt like there are a lot of things to write, but when I was shooting the video, it doesn't really feel like a lot. And that is probably because most of the things are quite similar. You just talk through most and you basically just forget about something. I might have forgotten about something while I was like shooting this thing, so I have to go back in my script and check. So yeah, thank you for watching, and if you are new here and you still are watching my don't forget to like the video, click subscribe, hit the little bell so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Share this video with your friends who have online classes and friends who don't have online classes, because I need views, as I said earlier, or watch time, whichever one's better. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Until then, stay at home, stay safe, don't go out, and peace.